Let's learn some football positions and practice American English pronunciation and syllable stress. So we are going to go through football position names that are consistent throughout high school and college and through professional NFL football. So we're going to go through the basics today. And what we're going to do is we are going to learn the position and then practice pronouncing it. So I am Jennifer Tarle. Thanks for joining me today. I have a whole series on football terms and pronunciation practice leading up to the Super Bowl. That link is in the description below, so be sure to join me for my other lessons. Now, let's start with the quarterback. We talk about the quarterback a lot during a game, and the quarterback is the head of the offense, and he makes decisions on the field if he needs to change a play. And he is the guy that throws the ball. So that's the guy they probably talk a lot about during the game. You might also hear this quarterback being referred to as a QB, the letter Q and B, QB. But to say quarterback, we are going to stress quar, the beginning syllable. So we have that KW combination and then the or. Quar, quar, quar. Sometimes the spelling gets really confusing for my students with that QUA. R, that's very confusing. But think about saying an or sound here. Quar. Then we're going to add der back. Yes, I'm saying a D. This is a flap T that I like to teach as just a fast D sound. Der, and then back. So we're going to have quarterback, quarterback. Primary stress is on quar. That means that syllable is louder, longer vowel, and higher in pitch. Least stress on the der, and then back gets our secondary stress. So we're going to have quarterback, 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 quarterback. Next up, we have a running back. Again, we are going to have stress on syllable number one, and that is going to be our most important part of this word. So all of the stress is there. And a running back runs the ball and blocks to protect the quarterback. So to say running back, we are going to again stress run, unstress ing, and then stress back. Running back, running back, running back, running back, running back. And just to contrast these, actually to compare them, quarterback, running back. You can hear that same pattern. This is a great way to practice that primary, unstressed, and then secondary stress. Next up, we have the wide receiver. Similar stress here. We're going to have 4 syllables instead of just the 3. So we have wide receiver. Wide is going to get our primary stress, and secondary stress will be on C. Now, a wide receiver is the person who usually catches the ball and gets the touchdown. So it's a very exciting position. And so let's practice this again. We have wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. Next up, we have the tight end or tight end. So you have a few options here. Stress is going to be at the beginning, tight, and then end is going to be unstressed. So you'll hear several different variations with tight end. And I think I forgot to say, this is another player who catches passes. So for tight end, you might hear people say tight with an unreleased T. And that means that the air is not popping out at the end, but we're marking the T by kind of keeping the tongue in the spot where we would usually make a T, tight. You also might hear people use a flap T, which sounds like a D. Tight end, tight end, tight end, tight end. Either is fine. You can say either option and people will understand you. The T gets a little messy here because I personally pronounce it differently depending on if I am stressing tight end or if I'm unstressing tight end. So kind of play around with it and figure out what works for you. But let's focus on syllable stress. Tight end, tight end, tight end, tight end, tight end, tight end. Next up, we have a linebacker, and these are defenders. They are defending against passes and running the ball. And sometimes they do rush the quarterback. So to say this name of this position, we are going to stress syllable 1. Linebacker, 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 linebacker. We do have secondary stress on back. So it almost sounds like we're falling. Linebacker, linebacker, linebacker. It's not linebacker. No, it's linebacker, 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 linebacker. Now we have a cornerback, not to be confused with quarterback. This is core, not quar. So we have no W in here. This is so similar to quarterback for my students. Just remember, no W in there, but we have the same stress pattern, cornerback as quarterback. So again, to say cornerback, primary stress on core, unstressed in the middle, and then back gets some stress. Cornerback, 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 cornerback. Let's try this with quarterback, 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 quarterback. So again, quarter back, we have a D in there, and then we have that W in syllable number 1. And for corner, we just have the K and the N. So corner, quarter. They sound so similar. So let's give those one more try. Quarterback, cornerback. Next up, we have safety. And a safety defends deep passes and helps stop big plays. Same pattern here. Stress syllable number 1. Safe, safety, 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 safety. I'm saying a flat T here, but you can also say a T. Safety, 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 safety. Either is fine. Bigger picture here is syllable number 1 needs to be stressed. That is the most important thing. Safety, 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 safety. Moving on to special teams, we have a kicker who tries to score a field goal or an extra point. So they try to get the ball through the goalposts. And to say kicker, again, our main pattern, stress syllable number 1. Kicker, 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 kicker. And last, we have a punter. So you have a couple of options here. We are following our main stress pattern. Syllable number 1 is stressed. You can either say punter or punner with an N. You kind of drop that T. Either is fine. But again, the main point here, big picture, is we need to stress syllable number 1. Punter, 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 punter. Okay, I just changed my pronunciation there. I went from punter to punner. But again, think about syllable stress and stressing syllable number 1. Punter, 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 punter. Either is fine, and I hear both. All right, let's give these all a try one more time. And remember, these words all start with the primary stress at the beginning of the player's position. So we have punter, kicker, safety, cornerback, linebacker, tight end, wide receiver, running back, quarterback. One more time. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, linebacker, cornerback, safety, kicker, punter. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. If you want to learn a little more about NFL American football, check out my playlist that is linked below. Thanks for being here, everybody. Have an amazing day and drop in the comments who was your favorite NFL team.